Hi there, today I want to talk to you about taking charge of your financial future. You see, there are statistics to show you where you end up if you don't take charge of your financial future. The government isn't going to do it for you. Doesn't matter who you voted for. You have to take personal responsibility for your own personal economy. Okay? In fact, you should say that right now. Say, my personal economy is my responsibility. Okay? And I know you don't feel comfortable saying it out loud, but I promise you, there's power in that. You take responsibility for your personal economy. Now, I want to show you some statistics about where you end up if you don't, okay? And basically, there's some statistic out there that show, it's called 1, 4, 41, 54, okay? So what does it mean? Well, what it says is that for 100 people reaching retirement age in this country, out of 100 workers, only one of them is wealthy. Okay, so one of them is wealthy. 4 of them are financially independent, okay? They've got enough money saved, enough investments so they can live off that, okay? All right, now 41 of them that get to retirement are still working. I hope you can read my handwriting there. 41 are still working, all right? 54 are dead. I was going to say dead there, but no. Dead broke. They got no money or very little. So think about it, guys. 95% of people get to retirement age in this country and they're still working or they're dead broke. So the question you've got to ask yourself is, where do you want to be when you reach retirement age? You know, I'm guessing you're thinking top 2 or maybe even top 1. Nobody says still working or dead broke. Very rare that I hear that. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard it. The problem is that if you don't do something about your financial future, this is where you end up, okay? You've got to start learning to live differently and make smarter decisions. And I always love this phrase here. You know, I heard this recently. You've got to learn to live on your income, not your if-come. So many people are living ahead of their means. They're living on money they haven't even got yet. And I'm all for optimism, but there's optimism and then there's stupidity. And you can't live on what you think might come in the future. It's got to be on fact, okay? So I think that's a great phrase. Now, another phrase I heard just came to mind actually is I heard this recently. He said, I never have trouble meeting my expenses, you know, because they show up everywhere. So, you know, your bills are around. You've got to learn to deal with them. You can't run away from them. You can't hide from them. They need to be dealt with. And if you don't, you end up in the statistics, all right? Now, okay, so what are the things you need to do? All right, one of the things that's kind of important, I'd say even essential, is you need this thing called an emergency fund, all right? An emergency fund. So what is an emergency fund? So an emergency fund is an amount of money set aside somewhere you can get access to it, and I don't mean under your bed, but like in a short-term savings account, or you know, maybe even a different current account or whatever. Interest rates aren't that different these days. But you've got to have an amount of money. Now, how much should you have? Well, it really depends. Typically, if you can have 3 to 6 months of expenses, that's a good thing to be aiming for. But if that's really unattainable for you right now, then maybe look at 500 or 1,000, you know, that might be an area that you can work on. That might be something you think, well, I could work towards that. Does that make sense? So the other thing you've got to remember is that an emergency fund is this fund of money that is there for emergencies, okay? The clue is kind of in the title, right? If your car breaks down and you don't have the money to fix it, if your boiler breaks and you're going to be without hot water or heating in winter, if there's a family emergency and you have to travel, or whatever it might be, it's not, okay, this thing I really want to buy is now on sale, so now I can dip into my emergency fund. That's a different kind of fund. That's a savings fund, or as we like to call it, a fun fund. All right, I want to go on holiday. That's fund, not emergency fund. Okay, so again, there's loads more we can do on this, but Hopefully that was a quick video to show you that you need to get an emergency fund, okay? Have an awesome week. Fantastic doing these for you. I'm really enjoying this. I hope you're getting something from them, and take care. Bye-bye.